Hello, Ryokah.
Hello.
So I want to be very deliberate. Um,
Are you not always deliberate?
looks like not always, but here it's so clear. Like missiles in the sky make you quite clear and focused. Um, so regarding funding my meditation center idea,
Sure, sure. Before you go
I
on,
yeah,
you are the meditation center. You as the person, your body, temple, and aura. This was
yeah,
meant to be shared with you last time. So I
yeah.
want you to not project the meditation center outside into your reality. It's not how it's
I,
meant to unfold.
I just got the alert that we might get an alarm soon.
All right.
So I'll put my question forward, and if I'll have to go, I'll have to go. Um, so I also want to I realize that, and I also want to manifest it physically. And I thought about doing a Baccarat project, kind of like a GoFundMe. And I'm wondering what are the nits and screws that I need to clean up because I have some funny relationship with money. And I already asked for people for donations, and I see it's not moving forward. So when I go and do a baccarat, I want it to succeed. And so I'd like your advice on how to actualize that.
You need to connect with the audience. If you're just a person asking for donations, there's many people asking for donations. A lot of birds asking for bread. So what is needed is to stand out, connect with the people whom you sense are going to be excited about the Meditational Peace Project and the Meditation Center. This might look like you creating fun videos. This might look like you live streaming. This might look like you talking to people whom are co-creators within the Peace Project, something like a podcast. There has to be a way for people to feel a connection with you. If that's not there, it's going to be a lot slower because there's many people that are asking for funding. So you have to be able to stand out. The best way to stand out is through the authenticity of expressing yourself, creating the social connection and relationships. Also, having a plan, showing people what your strategy is, because there are those, of course, whom simply accumulate donations and then do whatever they want with it. You are not this kind of person. Nevertheless, there are some who would donate, but are on guard because of that potential risk in their estimation of what is possible. So, creating a comprehensive plan that those whom are donating can witness can allow for them to feel secure and confident in the donation that it's going to something that's going to be genuinely fruitful. And there is the evidence of all of the videos that you've done, the conversations you've had, that the project is alive. So they don't have to hope. You're providing the evidence and the context that allows for them to have the necessary self-permission to donate.
Yeah, the plan I got quite comprehensive.
Sure. Just make sure it's something others can look at. You can even have a timeline. We hit this goal. We hit this goal. We have
Exactly.
X, Y, and Z more to go. So it's excellent you have the plan. Very good. Create a visual form that describes it, that those online who will be your patrons can observe. This will help. Remember, the social dimension is very important.
Yeah, I'm starting to build it in the that spiritual city in Israel to go to events so people will know me. Um, it's the funding people that I haven't connected with yet. Um, yeah, yeah, that's all for now.
Sure. As you expand, there are those who wish to participate in the manifestation of a retreat center, the peace center. There's those who desire such things in their own community. So continue your expansion. You're going to resonate with them.
Yeah. I keep having in mind what you said, that if I did the processes that you told me for many days straight, once you said 40 days straight with a group, we shift to an entire new reality. So that's kind
Yes,
of the my the flag that I'm carrying with me.
very good. The power of transformation.
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
And the question from Tom. In the future, will we be able to communicate with extraterrestrials via our technology and devices?
Yes, and there will also be those whom are able to have the physical contact. There will be those whom are able to have the telepathic contact, multiple varieties of contact.
Thank you very much. And next is Todd.
Blessings to you, Ryokah, and your civilization.
Thank you. Our unconditional love to you and yours.
Mm, so appreciated. So, lately I've been really enjoying this discovery of imagining myself like a tuning fork and locking, and this term locking into the vibrations, preferred vibrations of unconditional love and joy and confidence and peace and so forth. And I'm noticing there's much less wavering in my being. And I'm wondering um, if you have any advice on how to play with this to
Make sure there's
receive.
nothing that is essential that you're locking out by locking in. Sometimes when you hyper focus upon a certain frequency, there can be a level of fixation upon it that can exclude certain aspects of inner communication that may be attempting to reach you. So remember that both positive and negative are to be seen as poetic qualities that add sensation and beauty and energy to your physical reality. Fear gives you an opportunity to refine your courage and your trust in the processes of life. Anxiety gives you an opportunity to anchor into the earth and to contemplate the foundational structure of unconditional alignment that you're spiritually based upon. Sadness, grief can give you the opportunity to admire the preciousness of all moments given the apparent finite nature, impermanence. When you anchor into the frequency of preference, which you're doing quite well, it is important that you also allow the space, the grace of neutrality, so that way, should any shadow energies be presented, you can work with them in a very conscious way. There are some whom will use positivity in the spiritual community to numb out or to ignore. There are those who use positivity to attempt to sort of emotionally neuter themselves. They only feel one aspect of the experience. Remember that it is your ability of empathy that allows for you to achieve the personal and collective ascension with greatest ease. So do not deny yourself sensation with your fixation upon the energies that you deem to be exciting. Allow for there to be the inclusion. This is very important. If the shadow realm is not observed in a timely fashion, there can be a buildup. And that's when the positive can go through the yin yang tai chi flip, where that which is positive and shifts into its opposite. Remember, within each half of the Tai Chi symbol, the yang half has a sphere of yin, the yin half has a sphere of yang. So you can stabilize this through being that center curve that unifies the two halves. That's more or less what I would encourage you to anchor into. Remember, your natural structure is objectively, unconditionally positive and aligned. So you can rest in that alignment as you allow for yourself to remain emotionally receptive to the full spectrum. This is to make use of all energies that are presented to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
And the question from Sarah: can you please talk about the Great Pyramid of Giza? Is there anything happening with it energetically now? How is it affecting the Earth's energy field and ours individually? I felt a great resonance with it yesterday, so any information about it would be great. Thanks.
Sure. Thank you for noticing. It is energetically a surface portal to the magnetic center point of the planet. Vibrationally, the pyramid of Giza resonates with the very center of Earth. There are the structures beneath the Great Pyramid that draw the inner Earth energies up. Some of those inner Earth energies are technological. Some of them are cosmic and extraterrestrial. Some of them are connected to what you describe as the societal founders, Anunnaki, certain B'nai Elohim. So there are many inner Earth powers that are brought into resonance through these subterranean structures upwardly to the surface, to the Great Pyramid itself. It is the master key amongst the pyramidal network. And within the pyramidal network, all of the other pyramids are vibrationally coordinated with the Great Pyramid of Giza. There are some pyramids that are more massive in size, that are more precise mathematically, and those are very powerful and ancient and important pyramids. Nevertheless, the pyramid that is the Great Pyramid of Giza acts as that master key for this network. So as certain energies are absorbed, as new patterns of organization are produced and are emitted through the Great Pyramid, the corresponding adjacent pyramids within the network are adjusted. The pyramids act as senders, receivers, amplifiers, and batteries of and for multidimensional energies and even quasi-physical electromagnetic energies, which of course can be physically measured by your people. Both physical, quasi-physical, and non-physical subtle energies are all a living aspect and dimension of the pyramidal structures. The pyramidal structures are also interplanetary. The planets of your solar system, many of them are adorned with pyramids. The pyramid is a symbol. It is a symbol of sentience, alignment, structure, intelligent evolution. Therefore, on the many worlds where such themes are embodied, pyramids will be present. The pyramids that exist throughout the interplanetary network play many roles similar to the ones on Earth. Their roles are related to the balancing and adjusting of cosmic energies that shift and fluctuate in accordance with the grand rotational processes that occur within the universal system. They act as translators of energies, organizers of energies that are then relayed through the pyramidal network and are distributed to these societies that are striving to ascend and align with their passion, their joy, their signature frequency.
Thank you very much. And next is Lada.
Thank you, Lynn. Hello, group, and Shiva Ryokah.
Greetings. Thank you for being here and now with us.
I would like to ask you so many questions, especially now that you have talked and many more have risen in my mind. But I think I would like to bring to you something that has a bit of a personal flavor for me, and that is a cannabis consumption. I, as someone who used to use cannabis very heavily in the past, smoking it several times a day, I have had the experience of being blocked out of dreaming. I mean, probably as I understand this, we have dreamed, or people who do cannabis very heavily dream, but they are not able to remember anything out of the dreams. Now I am already several years past of using cannabis, and I am able to dream again and having some success with some conscious dreaming as well. But I am still very curious about how the cannabis actually works and how it inhabits or how it
Depends
affects.
on how you use it. It's not an objective one size fits all. So for some, what can happen is cannabis can cause a increase within the earth element. The earth element is responsible for the body comfort and the sensual pleasure that is so oftentimes associated with cannabis. Now, the earth element is also correspondent with the quality of inertia. This is why sometimes when someone is too stoned from smoking, they can't always pay attention or focus or follow coherently certain data points within a conversation. So, of course, that same type of quality extends into the dream space. So they're less likely to remember the dreams, even though experiences on the dream level are being had. Now, what happens if you use cannabis in a process of ascendancy? Well, the cannabis plant has the 7 leaves, 7 chakras. It can be used to awaken your magical powers and evolve and elevate the frequencies of Earth. So for some, cannabis will create that type of dream amnesia or dreaming ignorance. That doesn't have to be the end all be all result, though. Remember that lucid dreaming, conscious dreaming is a skill. There might be something that adds more weight or resistance to the exercise, but that makes you stronger if you overcome it. So now that you have taken such a powerful break from cannabis and you have regained naturally some of your dream recall and remembrance, start to focus on what it feels like to lucid dream, what it feels like to remember your dreams. In meditation, replay the tape. Oh, I remember that one dream. Oh, I remember when I woke up in one of my dreams. And I want you to capture the feeling behind those memories. Store that feeling in your eyes, in your third eye, in your liver, and charge these parts of the body with color, intensifying the feeling, strengthening the feeling with every breath, like you're filling a vase or you're filling a cup or you're filling the gas tank. And then ask that your lucid dreaming, your dream recall be enhanced. And you can take full control over the evolution of that skill through resonating with the energy blueprint that represents the skill. You already know that blueprint. It's the feeling behind your memory of your lucid dreams and the moments of clear dream recall. That's the blueprint. So store it in your body, amplify it, tell it what to do, and know that you're downloading from the overself, the oversoul, and the source dimensions of your being, as well as the other incarnations where that skill has already been mastered. So these skills are like eternal blueprints. You can download them at any time through resonation. And cannabis will not be able to block your dreams at that level of mastery with your own evolutionary process.
All right, thank you very much for the guidance. I still have one thing I would like to breach you with. In my use of cannabis, I had some periods when I have used it less or had some powerful breaks from it when I was traveling, for example. And I had also instances when I have used cannabis in a very spiritual way, and I had some, let's say, spiritual experiences. One of those, if I actually recall now, was on your transmission on 4th of April in the past. Anyway, know that I intend to come back to the habit of using cannabis, but for someone who would think
If
of
it's a
using
habit, don't
cannabis,
come back to it.
I don't intend to. I'm still curious about the topic. How to use cannabis in a positive way without this kind of.
Don't intend to return. Yet, if you were to return, how could one use it in a positive way? I like the way you think. And I'm having a vision of your future self smoking cannabis. So just be aware of that. It doesn't mean it's regular, and it certainly doesn't mean it's a habit. Like I said, you don't need to return to habits. Habits you have outgrown. Habits are simply patterns of conformity, familiarity, comfort that, like an outfitted t-shirt that you have grown out of, you no longer need. So as I'm speaking these words, I am speaking to you across time. I'm speaking to aspects of you that are both open and resistant to information. I'm speaking to aspects of you that are open to all color frequencies of experience, and I'm allowing for those aspects to be at the center of the conversation. So that way, the many worlds you have access through cannabis, both high and low, the spiritual and mundane, can be summoned forth into this conversation, this co-creation between us and the collective cannabis consciousness. How does one use cannabis spiritually in a positive way? I want you to delete and forget most of what you think you know about cannabis. Most of it comes from culture. Cannabis is a spiritual plant that was brought to Earth by various Elohim collectives whom utilized the plant in a multidimensional way to produce a wide variety of resources, including vehicles, including chemical medicines, including energy substances similar to homeopathics, but not limited to them. There were also fuel sources made from it, and of course, shamanic understandings and spiritual yogas derived from it. The cannabis plant is so foundational to the Elohim that it is a part of the design. You have the endocannabinoid system. It's not just humans. This is why Shiva is described as consuming copious amounts of cannabis. Now, does this mean that beings are seeking an escape through working with it? It depends. Are breathing exercises an escape? Meditation and chanting an escape? Ritual. Behind cannabis is the spirit and power of ritual. There is the idea of sometimes cannabis is used spiritually. Perhaps sometimes it's used casually or mundanely. If you recognize that all things are spiritual, everything you do is spiritual, there is no mundane moment, only the illusion of such. And cannabis will amplify the spiritual vision and awareness across all experiences. Whether it's present in the system or not, there's no handicap at that level. When it's seen as an intoxicant, when it is seen as something that is similar to alcohol or a simple pleasure, then cannabis has a duality. But when you see it as all seven leaves, it is associated with the entirety of your system. And when I say your system, I'm talking about your body, also talking about your planet, talking about the universe itself being made in the image and likeness of seven. So there are some powers here, and it's that attitude that creates the shift, specifically.
Okay, thank you. I guess you caught me in the act of trying to excuse myself for the future. I am aware of many of the uses that actually cannabis has, and your talk has expanded my idea, my view on the whole topic of it. So I'm very grateful to you.
Of course, you're very welcome. We thank you for your openness and your creative questions.